Merry Crimbo, everybody. Today I wanted to talk about a tweet that I saw that I found to be kind of weird about the classic Dr. Seuss Christmas story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a tweet that seems to paint the Grinch as simply a person who is fed up with the materialism of Christmas, while it paints the citizens of Whoville as angry, cynical consumers who basically exile the Grinch for pointing out the materialism of Christmas. And while I'm sure this tweet is just hyperbole for comedic effect, I still found it to be kind of weird because at the very least for the animated version of the Grinch, that's kind of the opposite of what the special was trying to get across. In the special, the Grinch did hate the festivities of Christmas, the decorations, the food, especially the noise, such as the singing. And yes, he did believe that this was motivated by shallow consumerism. And for that reason, he believed that if he took away the Who's material things, if he took away their gifts and their decorations, they would not have the same Christmas spirit, and they would selfishly, cynically get angry about not having things and Santa not coming. And so the Grinch dresses up like Santa to try and achieve this. He steals their decorations, he steals their festivities, he steals their presents. And he believes this is going to stop them from making noise and kill their Christmas spirit dead in its tracks. But the Grinch was wrong. Despite not having any material things, the Who's all come together and sing, and they're happy. This is what causes the Grinch to have a change of heart about Christmas. And of course, he has the realization that he was wrong, thinking to himself, maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And yet, despite the Whoville citizens being good-natured in spite of their material things not being delivered, and despite the Grinch having his change of heart about Christmas at the end, the Grinch will always be remembered as a pop culture icon who hates Christmas. And even though the most important part of the special was that the Grinch was wrong about the nature of Christmas, we seem to live in a world where everyone thinks the Grinch was right. Have we become so cynical that we don't believe that it's realistic for people to be good-natured in spite of their selfish desires? Do we live in a world where we need a modern special that addresses these cynical concerns? And that's when it hit me. No, we don't need a modern special that addresses these concerns, because there's already a Christmas special that exists that does address those concerns. And it's the greatest Christmas special of all time, Christmas Who, SpongeBob SquarePants. In Christmas Who, SpongeBob SquarePants makes the question, what if the Grinch was right? Kinda, but not really. In this story, Squidward is the Grinch. As you all know, the dynamic in these Squidward and SpongeBob episodes work because SpongeBob represents life viewed through the eyes of a child, while Squidward represents life viewed through the eyes of an adult. SpongeBob has the childlike optimism and wonder, while Squidward has the cynicism and pessimism of adult life. I would argue a good portion of Dr. Seuss characters represent the childlike wonder that SpongeBob embodies, and I think the entire city of Whoville probably fits in that description as well. Meanwhile, Squidward is the perfect Grinch. When SpongeBob tells the entire town about Christmas, everyone goes crazy for it. Putting up decorations, making a bunch of noise, doing the festivities, and just like the Grinch, Squidward hates it. While the Grinch lives up in a mountain away from all the singing people, looking down on them, Squidward looks down on all the singing residents of Bikini Bottom from atop his house. Like the Grinch, Squidward hates all the decorations, the festivities, and the noise everyone's making, and believes that it is all motivated by shallow materialism. He believes that if Santa doesn't come, if the citizens of Bikini Bottom don't get their presents, everyone is going to stop having the Christmas spirit and everyone will be selfishly upset. And in this story, Squidward doesn't have to steal Christmas from Bikini Bottom. Santa doesn't come. And Squidward, the Grinch of this story, is proven right. In what many people might consider a realistic reaction, the entire town is irritated at the fact that nobody got their presents, that Santa did not come. Everyone gets mad at SpongeBob, the one character who seems to have the same childlike wonder of the Who's of Whoville. And SpongeBob is crushed. And at first, Squidward revels at this. But then SpongeBob gives him a gift. And it's a very meaningful gift that Squidward really appreciates. And that's when Squidward has his change of heart about Christmas. Because despite the fact that this is the story where the Grinch is proven right, the end result is still the same. The Grinch of the story realizes that actually no, they were wrong about Christmas. And that's when Christmas Who begins to parallel how the Grinch stole Christmas. Squidward dresses up like Santa Claus just like how the Grinch dressed up like him. But instead of stealing Christmas, Squidward brings Christmas to the citizens of Bikini Bottom. And in the end, even though Squidward was very cynical about Christmas throughout the special, and this is the technically more realistic version of the Grinch story, the Grinch feels great about Christmas at the end. Squidward feels great about Christmas at the end. And I think the best part about the SpongeBob Christmas special, Christmas Who, is that it basically says, even if you believe the entire town being cheerful despite not getting presents is unrealistic in the Grinch special, that doesn't matter. Because really, all it takes is one person to care about you to change a Grinch's mind.